So I was sitting with my friend Peter the other day. He's a salesman, he works in a large organization, and he was telling me about some market insight that he had that could change the game for his company. And so I was like, so are you gonna report that up to your CEO? And he's like, no way. So I asked him, why not? That would seriously benefit your company. He's like, no way. If I give this information to my CEO, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna raise my targets and make it harder for me to do my job. I'm keeping this. This belongs to me. I'm gonna get my job done. I'm gonna make my targets. I'm gonna get my bonus. And I was like, oh my goodness. There is such a lack of trust in that organization and such a lack of empowerment and such a lack of authority and real understanding of power. And so I thought this is a really good opportunity for me to share with you guys the inverse relationship of power in an organization. When we think about power in an organization, we're used to only thinking about one kind of power, and that is decision-making authority. Decision-making authority usually rests at the top. And depending on the power distance in the organization, there's like a long distance between higher positions and lower positions, or a short distance between higher positions and low positions in terms of power. But there's another kind of power that exists in an organization, and I would argue that it's actually even more important than decision-making authority, and that is information. You've heard it before, information is power, and absolutely especially now, especially with the amount of information that's available in the world, if you have a particular piece of information that can benefit your company, that knowledge is power. And when that information is protected within one position or within one department, we call that siloing. And when that information is protected and kept from the other departments in the organization or from the other people in the organization, it prevents the organization from making better quality decisions and benefiting the entire community as a corporate company or a corporate community. So I would like you to see power as two kinds. One, which is typically housed at the top, which is decision-making authority, and the other one, which is typically housed at the bottom, which is information. Most of the time, it's your boots on the ground, it's your hands in the field that have the kind of information that's going to change your game. As a leader in your organization, if you're not tapping into that kind of power, and you only have decision-making power and you don't have the informational power that lies at the bottom, you're really missing out. So I want you to see power twice in an organization. One is decision-making, which usually flows from the top, and the other one is information, which arguably nowadays is probably the more powerful of the two. So if you have information in your organization, you need to encourage an atmosphere of trust and transparency and collaboration so that you can get that information flowing up. And when the information flows up, decision-making authority flows down, and then we have all sorts of empowerment going on because the empowerment goes both ways and not just one. All right, that's your tip for today, and that is meaningful management.